We got to turn Brad off. We can hear him. Hey, guys. Welcome to the Monday Night Power Hour. Glad to be here. I think that there's no one watching this stream right now. 0 people. But
we got 0 people watching the stream?
0 people.
Did we let everybody know that we were doing it? They're probably all watching the President Trump do his inauguration thing, and they're so excited they can't fucking stand it.
Yep. I'm posting here in the school. Oh, we got somebody. Hey, somebody who just joined. Say hi.
Welcome to the Monday Night Power Hour. We are on episode number what? Huh?
I think it's 54.
Episode 54. We've done this 54 Mondays now, guys. Not all in a row, but this works best when we have a crowd of people who are watching, and it's a question and answer session, really. We can talk a little bit.
I got a question for you.
You got a question? Go ahead.
How do you think?
Hey, Don, your mic's off. Uh-oh.
How about now?
Yep, you're looking good.
Why, thank you.
Hey, Juan Carlos, good to see you. Glad you can make it.
Why do you think, what do you think Trump's presidency is going to do for the island of Puerto Rico? It's like you did a video on it.
I got a video out there about
You do?
it. Yeah.
Really?
It went out today.
Is it good?
Ken, have you seen our video today?
No.
We got out there about will Trump be good for the island of Puerto Rico or not?
You guys need a different thumbnail. Or you just love this little island, huh?
Well, we pay the guy to tell us
talk to that guy.
The thumbnail, and it does seem to be the one that works because this thumbnail just
This video's blowing up.
brings them in.
Juan Carlos, welcome. Ask your questions if you got
So
them.
what will Donald Trump do to the island? What do you think?
We don't know. I mean, last
this
time he was here, he threw a roll of toilet paper out into the crowd. That really got the people excited.
It was paper towel.
Paper towel.
And I think this time he's going to dunk it. It's not going to throw it. He's going to dunk it.
Dunk it.
He's going to dunk is he going to come to Puerto Rico?
Not until we got another disaster.
Either that, or if he's got to come to make the trade for Greenland, then he'll show up for that, I suppose.
It's a hell of a trade.
I'm going to do another video about that, about whether or not Donald Trump's going to trade Puerto Rico for Greenland.
That's good.
Sure, I think that'd be a big mistake.
I think
you on
should
the
do a
next Bad Bunny
just
video.
based on the statistics.
What's
if
that,
it were to happen, just pretend it was, and what would be the outcome? That'd be pretty funny.
You're quiet. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. How
Yeah,
about
I can
now?
hear you now? We turned it up. Okay.
Yeah, bring that mic
Might have
closer.
been on our side, or you weren't talking into the mic.
Yeah, I'll have to hold the mic like this.
That's great. All right, how many people we got watching now?
3. Hey guys, bring your questions to the chat.
3 people. If you guys have questions about real estate, or if you want to talk about Donald Trump's inauguration, or what he's going to do for the island of Puerto Rico, or really any other topic, there's only 3 people in there watching us, so we can talk about anything. We're really good at answering questions about real estate investing, but we're happy to answer any of your questions.
Juan, I know you came to the welcome call. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Have you had the chance to look at the course, check it out? Have you been making offers on any deals? Guys, if you're looking for an engineer, Juan Carlos here is in our school community, and he is an engineer, and I think maybe an architect as well. Juan, you might have to remind me on that one. But if you need someone to do that kind of work, he's available in our school community. I know he's looking to meet people and grow his business. So if that's something you need, send him a message.
I need an architect.
You need an architect. What do you need?
So we bought the house we're living in, and it's a nice house, but we want to renovate. We want to do a pretty big renovation and make it our forever home for the island of Puerto Rico. And so
you sell it?
Until I find the next deal and I make my wife move again. Don't tell her though. She thinks we're going to live there forever.
For now.
So we want to meet an architect and start building or start thinking about a design. I don't think we're ready to start construction probably till the end of this year, or midway through this year, but we've got a little bit of time to design it. So if indeed you are an architect, Juan Carlos, then let's talk.
Well, and I think too, Juan, you said here you've been looking at the YouTube videos, trying to put together a few lines of questions. Have you been looking at the course in school? You do have access to that. It's in the classroom tab. And guys, we have a course on how to do your first fix and flip deal. It's $500, but if you join school and come to the welcome call this month, I'm going to give it to you for free. So if you want to
hear
make
that?
$500 of free value,
Yeah. So you
free.
got 10 days left in the month, because we can't do that forever, but we do want to get you guys, if you're interested in joining us on school, cost you nothing. Set up a call with McKenna, and then he'll give you the course for free.
Let me tell you something. Usually when you get free stuff, it's of no value. It does nothing for you. But this course is really, really good. You can use it here in Florida, anywhere in the States. It's very complete. Like we shot here for like 18 hours or something, trying to get this video out from our heads into YouTube, into your eyes. So take advantage of that. All you got to do is sign up. Go to McKenna's call. He's going to talk to you, tell you you're awesome.
McKenna, are you going to put the link in
the thing
chat here or something, so anyone who's not a part of that can join us?
Yes, it's already there. So click the link that you posted to the school community, guys, if you want to be a part of that. And Juan, let us know how it is going. Do you like it? Is it good? Let the people know. If it's bad, you can say that too, and we're going to make it better. And then he just said too, not an architect, sorry, just a mechanical engineer, but trying to move the landscaping business into a remodeling contractor.
And that's here on the island?
And that's here in Puerto Rico, yeah.
Nice. Well, I think that there are plenty of people inside of our community that would want to have, well, I know there are lots of people inside of our community that want to find and meet a good contractor. So if you're looking to start a business and you can show up on time and do things that are at a good price and do reasonably good work, you're going to be a very, very, very popular person.
Yeah.
That's a tough business, but if you do it right, you can make a lot of money.
All right, now we have a question from Bork Lepew. I hope that's your real name, Bork. That is awesome. Question 1, what's the status of Act 182? Question 2, what projects are you currently developing? Question 3, when you work with investors, how often do you provide reports and project updates?
That's a lot of good questions. So Act 182 is something that we are very, very excited about. And I have a project that we already own that we're going to do it as an Act 182 project. I thought that we would be raising money for it right now, but it's been kind of backburnered. So what happened with Act 182 is all of the signatures didn't get signed with the last administration as they were on their way out, and new administration was on their way in. And I'm talking about local politics here on the island. So we are hopeful that the new administration is going to come in and be Johnny on the spot and get that stuff going quickly. There's a very short runway for Act 182. We have a long content video about Act 182 that you can check out. Maybe you've already seen it, but anyways, we think that is probably the best piece of legislature or the best act to come around for the island. Man, maybe since like the pharmaceuticals. Like, we have a housing crisis on the island of Puerto Rico, and this gives developers and real estate investors an incentive to provide long-term housing. And it can be long-term housing for rentals, it can be long-term housing for sale. So I have a project that I want to raise money for. It's an 11-unit apartment building that would be absolutely perfect for it. I believe we could turn it into at least 15 units and maybe 20. And we'd still have some commercial space downstairs. So it's this gigantic 3-story building. It's about 18,000 square feet in a prime area in Santurce, near the university.
It's really nice.
It's a great big shell. It needs a lot of work, but it's got a lot of character, charm. It could be just an amazing Act 182 project. So
yes.
What was the second question? What are we doing currently?
So
yeah, what are your current projects?
Yeah, so our current projects that we're finishing up, we've got a 5-unit that we're about to start renovations on, and we would be looking for partners on that.
Yes.
We have we're finishing up the McMansion. If you guys follow us, I've done a lot of shorts on the McMansion, and
Oh my
God
God.
willing, we're going to finish that
Yes.
hopefully by the end of March. I was there today, and I think we're going to have to really get after it in order to do it. We were supposed to finish by last March, so
I was
we're
gonna say
coming up,
that's exactly
we're coming
what
up
I
on
was
a
gonna
year
say.
from when we thought we would originally finish. So
Yeah.
we'll see. The kitchen was going in today. I'm not raising money for that. We're all set on that. We just need to finish it and sell it. We finished our 609. We just finished one of our biggest renovations ever, which was 7-story building, 609 Calle Condado. So we've got that now on the market for sale. $10 million if someone wants 35 units plus commercial space on the ground floor, a bunch of parking spaces, and then a space that still needs to be developed on the roof for like a high-end restaurant or a penthouse.
Are you guys gonna finish the units?
The units are finished.
No, I mean like furnished. I saw there was
The
furniture.
units are furnished.
But are you gonna like put them out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the furniture that we've got, we'll build out.
Yeah.
We do have on the second floor 1 or 2 more units once that last commercial piece goes away.
Are you gonna rent them while you get an offer?
I hope so. Yeah. So if all goes to plan, if now we're finished with the second floor, we'll have the second, third, and fourth floor renting now, and then the fourth or the fifth, sixth, and seventh floor, we've still got an elevator to finish. So,
This is the Rainbow building.
The
This
Rainbow
is what?
building.
The Rainbow building on Calle Condado. Yeah.
What's gonna happen with those that last group that's there?
They're selling their business. I mean, they keep dragging it out. They were supposed to be out a year ago as well, but
You're saying your colonizing efforts isn't working?
I'm not very good at this. You know, despite what has been said about me on the internet, I'm not really that good at throwing people out.
It's really not.
I tend to let people stay way too long.
I'm there like, why don't you just hit him with a stick? Get him out
Guys,
of there.
this is the building he's talking about, I believe. This is it.
Yeah, that's it.
This is the old Google map photo.
Wow.
So you can see this was totally abandoned.
Did we get a
Office
picture of it today
space.
by chance?
But you have it on a listing.
I do. Could we show it?
Do you have the listing, McKenna?
No, what's the how do I find it?
Here, let me see if I can find those.
Okay. Let me know when you pull it up and I'll switch my
What
screen
was the
over to you.
third part of his question, McKenna?
The third part is how often do you provide reports and project updates to investors?
So depending on the project, quarterly. And why do I say depending on the project? So if it is a long-term rental project, we pay out basically quarterly rents. We collect monthly and then pay out quarterly. So we provide an update quarterly. While we're under construction, we are happy to make videos and do reports as often as someone who partners with us wants. If you're on the island of Puerto Rico, we're even happy to have you come onto the job site and follow along what's going on. Some people make the mistake of telling me that they want to be hands-on, and then I put them to work for 2.5 years, like poor Don's like, yeah, I want to learn this and be hands-on. So then I just work people till their hands bleed. But we try to be as forthcoming as possible and want to make our partners comfortable. So I think long-term rental stuff, pay out quarterly, so you get quarterly reports. It's probably quarterly for everything, right? Like we're not doing like a weekly update on a single family house flip. Although those things don't last that long, so there's not a need to do that either.
And people do call you, you know, if they want an update outside of the quarterly report, that they have your number, they give you a call.
No, we're business partners, right? Like, so we don't treat people like investors. We treat people like partners because that's what we are. And when we go into a partnership together, there are roles and responsibilities that either side has.
Yeah.
And it could be that someone puts up some money and they get a portion of the return. It could be that someone is a great contractor and they're going to come in and do the renovation, and then I'm there getting reports from them, and there's just all kinds of different partnerships that we do. But we try to make sure that you're very comfortable and know what's going on.
And I'm skipping a couple questions here, but Juan just asked a really good one. Robert, about the 5 options for starting with $0. Can you say your favorite? This is probably our favorite method, where we find a really good deal, partner with someone that has the capital, and do some kind of split with them, where we find the deal, we manage the project, we do all the work, they come and provide the money, and then we do some kind of equity split on that. That is such a strong way to get started in this one. So definitely I would consider taking on investors. You do make less money per project, but you don't have the ticking time bomb of a loan that's going to be called due. You also have the ability to scale really rapidly, because once you're successful with this with investors, it just grows and grows and grows. Whereas the hard money, if you're successful, you make more money on that deal, but you're never going to get access to more capital from them, really, beyond what the deal is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I can elaborate a little bit more on that, McKenna, because I've done it both ways.
And can I put the link in the chat?
Okay.
We've done it for years and years when we were starting out, where we basically were a debt-driven business, and we borrowed all the money or most of the money to do this. And then when things go wrong, that's when that borrowing of money becomes super painful. So I can remember in 2007 when things started to go bad for us, and we had about $8 million in hard money loans out there, and it was just costing an arm and a leg to service the debt. I had a lot of sleepless nights, and I did not enjoy that. So after the crisis, after the crash, we started doing this method that McKenna's talking about, where we partnered with people, and we had them put up some money, and we did all the work, and we split profits, and we haven't ever had a bad time again. And McKenna's right. It does cost money, but you get to sleep well at night. You get to know that, you're not being crushed by the interest. So I like doing both. Like right now, we're not afraid to borrow hard money at this point, but if I'm just starting out and I'm able to do it through a partnership, like if I have a family member who's got some money, or if I have a friend who's got some money and I have some money, and we pool the money together, that's a really safe way to become a real estate investor. Don put the building up. So McKenna had just shown you the before pictures, and that's what the building looks like today. I don't think
we have an actual photo, or just the rendering.
That's a rendering. But it does look. Imagine that without the palm trees.
I was just there today. Imagine that building without those palm trees. That's what the building looks like today. So everything's true about that except the palm trees, I think.
Oh, well, and I did see some photos of the interior that looked great in that as well.
Yep, that's that. So what we have there, guys, since we're showing the photos of it, we bought that building. Basically, it was 86 condominiums, and that included all of each parking spot was its own kind of condo unit. And we accumulated all of the pieces. It was 11 offices per floor, and we bought up floor 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8.
All individually. One transaction.
We bought all individual units, 83 out of 86 units. So the only thing in that building that we don't own is the front bottom left corner of the building that is a hairdresser and one parking spot, I think. The rest of the building we ended up acquiring. And then,
man, and that hairdresser must be so stoked that you're doing.
Oh my God, we just made them a mint. Whatever their place was worth before, it's worth triple now.
Yeah.
And we fixed up the building. You can see the pictures here. We could make this an Act 182, or someone could buy this from us and make it an Act 182, because right now it's never been anything except for office. And so now it's a complete building and it's ready to go on the market. Either it could become a hotel and do Act 60 tourism, or if Act 182 gets signed into law and becomes a real thing, then it could be an Act 182 project for the next person. So for us, we are testing the market. And if we can't sell it, then we're going to refinance out our hard money lender. This one is a hard money loan. I think it's $45,000 a month. So
Don, can you go back to the listing on that?
we need to get this thing. We need to get this thing rented or sold.
Definitely, it's tough to be bleeding 45,000 a month. That's no good.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sucks.
But it looks really good. It came out great. It was one of the most fun projects we've done on the island. I really like the way we acquired it. We did something that really no one's ever done. At least
What are you
I've
all
never
in
heard of
at?
anyone
Do you
do it.
know?
We're all in at around 6.5 million.
Okay. So if you sell for 10, you'll probably net, I don't know, 9 million off that transaction.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, not net, but,
we would hope to make 2 million on
Yes.
on a $6.5 million investment.
that would be great.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
if we can't, if we end up renting it, we have a lot of options. We still have a master deed and condos, so we could sell the individual units. We could rent them long term. We could rent them short term. We could do a combination. We have just options, options on options.
That is awesome. We're gonna go back here to the questions, guys. We're behind on the questions, but I hope you liked our detour. I think that was pretty valuable.
Good questions too, by the way.
So, and Bork is actually Mark from Oregon, who was on the welcome call 2 weeks ago. I think you met him there, and he's an Apex member as well.
Hey, Mark.
He's also asking, are we planning another bus trip?
Nothing in the.
We're going to do another bus trip. There's no plan yet. We are absolutely doing live events on the island, and I think we'll do a live event maybe in Florida this year as well.
Our
Hopefully.
next live event is going to be in March, and it's connected to the San Juan Social Cruise.
Yes.
If you guys haven't heard about this, there's a 7-day cruise coming out of San Juan. There's going to be 500 entrepreneurs, a bunch of different businesses, and every day on the cruise, the group is going to meet. There's going to be networking events. Robert went last year and did some serious business out of it, almost by accident. He wasn't even trying to network.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
This
true.
year, we're going with the intention to network, and we'd love to get a group of people from our community where we have 10 or 15 or 20 people that all come on the cruise because of us, and we can even have our own little kind of side community where we're talking about real estate and everything like that. We are going to tack on an additional live event for people that are flying into the island on that, where it'll be 2 days beforehand, and it's kind of more of a fun event, wouldn't you guys say?
Experiential. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of time to talk about real estate. I'm sure we'll look at real estate on the island of Puerto Rico, but more about coming to the island and getting to have fun and then going on a cruise, meet some great people. McKenna's right. Linda and I, McKenna's mom, we went on this cruise and just went on vacation for the first half of it. And about halfway through, we started showing up to the events that they were putting on, and we're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And we met some really great people. And we did end up doing, well, we've got a new partner out of it, and we've done a few $100,000 worth of business so far, and I think we're going to do a lot more. So it's something that anyone who has time, it would be valuable. So the people are very, very high caliber. You'll have a great time, but you'll also get to meet a whole bunch of great people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It is exciting. So,
And that's our next event, and then we'll do something maybe in June, July, August, that time period as well. No idea what we're
He's
gonna
in
do
real
yet.
estate.
jet skis and real estate.
Jet skis and real estate would be sweet.
Yeah, all those communities we can't get into through the front gate. We just go
We'll
through
just
the
drive through
waterways.
the ocean.
Yeah.
Oh
Nice.
man,
Wow.
I would go to jet skis and real estate, guys. That would
I
be,
know. I would too.
that would be
That's more
sweet.
fun than coffee and bus tour.
Yeah, seriously. Can you imagine you're sitting on your back deck and then there's just 20 jet skis pull up and we've got a little megaphone and we're
That
talking
used to be
about
my
real estate?
house.
Yeah, we can go into Vistamar Marina. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
That would be
great.
sweet. Oh man, I'm going to go through the chat here, guys. Get caught up, and I'm going to use this too as a highlight for our school community. because this is the type of networking that we're trying to do over there in our free community. You can join right now. Doesn't cost you anything. But Juan here, he's a mechanical engineer. And then Glenn asked him, are there any good engineers for building permits? And I told him, go over to the school community. He asked for Juan's info. Juan got back to him. Glenn, let's connect on the school flip-flop flipper platform. And then we're going back to the options about starting with $0. We already talked about. But yeah.
What did we talk about starting with $0?
That's where we're talking about doing the getting investors and finding deals that way. And that's a great way to get started with no money.
Yeah. A couple of other things that we like to do and that we're going to be doing this year. Starting last year, we're buying houses subject to, and we're looking for sellers who will finance stuff for us. So because the interest rates have gone up, seller financing and buying sub 2 has become more popular. And we use it, guys, both to buy and to sell. So, well, not so much the sub 2. I guess we would sell a sub 2 deal and leave that loan in place, but we like to buy on seller financing. We like to sell on seller financing.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Now we have another great question from Glenn. Can I be an investor living in the States, buying in Puerto Rico, and then later apply for Act 60?
Yeah, absolutely. So
for the tourism,
your investing from the States to Puerto Rico would not affect your decree. And I'm assuming you're talking about what used to be Act 20 and Act 22. And when you move to the island of Puerto Rico and become most closely tied, you can get those decrees. Having bought real estate before you got here shouldn't affect anything. If you are a part of an Act 60 tourism deal, you certainly can do that from the States.
Yeah, you don't have to live
and
here.
it doesn't matter if you live here. Yeah.
You just need
so the answer is yes, all the way around.
Buying real estate is
For
good.
2022, you have to be here.
Yeah, in order to become Act 20 and 22, you have to move to the island.
Okay,
but you could invest in real estate from the States before you move here.
Okay.
And still qualify.
And then Juan has another great question too. Is partnerships, could you walk through a condensed version of what it would look like for someone like me that would do the literal work while partnering with an experienced investor?
Sure. So that's what we do all the time. So we're generally on the literal work side. We find the deal. Once we've closed on the deal, we take care of everything from A to Z. So we manage the contractors so that the place gets renovated. We make sure that it goes to the closing company and gets bought. All the paperwork is done correctly. We set up the LLCs. We take care of everything and make it super easy for our money partner. All they have to do is bring the money, and then we do all of the work. At the end of the day, if it's a rental property, we split the rents 50-50. If it's a property that we're going to then sell, the person who put up the money gets all of their money back. On our side, if we have any money in it, then we'd get our money back, and then you'd have a profit and you'd split that 50-50 as well. It's a brilliant way to find kind of synergies, right? Like, so you have a family member who's got some money, maybe in a IRA or a 401k, and you've got the deal of a lifetime, and you go and you partner with them and you make it super easy for them. All they have to do is give you the money, and they don't have to think about anything else. You take care of everything from that point on. I will tell you, it's probably a little bit harder the first time you do it, but after you make that person who gives you some money and a decent return, it gets easier and easier and easier. And once you've got a track record of success, it becomes a breeze.
Yeah. And the way that you combat, the first time being difficult is just by finding a deal that is so good that it's almost impossible to fuck up. You just, if everyone looks at it and goes, oh, there's no way Juan can screw this up and lose money, it becomes quite easy to invest in that kind of project.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're doing something a little bit trickier, or, the building that Robert had earlier with a $45,000 a month burn, pretty easily you can lose your hat on that kind of thing if it gets mismanaged.
But even with the $45,000 burn, you guys are covered with cash flow. You're renting out the floors every.
If we can get the elevator fixed, we have a breeze covering that, right? 45 grand is a lot. That's going to take up more than half of the building being rented, and we can't quite rent half of the building right now. So, but what does that mean? So if we're bringing in 30 and we have to pay out 45, now it's only a $15,000 deficit. And once we have the elevator finished, we should be bringing in
130.
Wow. If we just did long-term rents and got 20,000 a floor, what's that? What's 20 times 6? 120?
240.
Pay out
Yeah.
45. We're doing all right.
That's not bad. But that is a lot of work to get there. Where a single family home flip, you don't have to rent out 80 units. You just do one house. The management's a lot less intensive.
Yeah.
Glenn is saying yes to the Act 60, and then Alan brings up a great point. The IRS might take be careful. Be careful not being a Puerto Rico resident and being more than a 10% equity partner in an Act 60 tourism project. The IRS might take a knack on your individual tax. Most of the benefits from your investment company from the Act 60 tourism.
What?
Yeah, Alan, are you saying that just that the income will be taxable from the IRS?
While he answers that, there's another one.
Yeah, I didn't
might be
understand that,
taken
Alan.
back.
If you could clarify for us, we'd appreciate it.
He says the IRS might take back your individual tax on most of the benefits from your investment company got from the Act 60 tourism. Why would they take back the tax credit? Just because they're going to tax you on your profit, Alan, or
I think he's saying if you're not a full resident yet or something like that.
That's not our experience.
Yes, you lose on it.
So
yes, you lose on individual taxes. The incentive is LLC got.
So the LLC that gets the tax credit pays a 4% corporate tax rate, which can pass through to stateside investors. It would go on the foreign earned income tax return. If you've already paid taxes on that money, you're not supposed to be double taxed by the IRS. It could, in theory, put you into a higher tax bracket and make your other income taxed at a higher rate, but it shouldn't directly cause a tax for you. So if you get hospitality income at 4% on the island and it passes through to an LLC that you've got in the States and you put it on your foreign earned income, we haven't seen that is then being taxed, or there's no clawback that I'm aware of.
Because it's then, as long as the entity is Act 60 and it's here.
Yeah, the entity is Act 60 and it's here.
Yeah.
And you'd own a portion of that Act 60 entity with either your own personal name or some other type of LLC. I like doing pass-throughs. We don't do C Corps very much, and we keep it easy.
Alan says the IRS will want to tax you on the pass-through if you don't live in Puerto Rico.
Just the same way that they would tax you on any other
income?
foreign earned income.
Okay. So yeah, it's just counted as new income, basically.
Guys, if you don't know, Alan doesn't like paying taxes.
I love that Alan doesn't like
I
paying
like it
taxes.
too. He finds every way he can to avoid it.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, that's a huge part of business. If you can figure out the best laws, and moving from California to Puerto Rico, you're getting like a 30% raise for just your move. So it's pretty strong.
Better than that. I mean, think about it. If you're in California, the top tax bracket, and you're paying 55% of your income, and then you move to Puerto Rico and your income stays the same, and you somehow get it into a export services business paying at 4% corporate tax or something like that. Yeah, that's a 51% raise, or 51% less on taxes. It's a lot. It's a big deal.
All right.
Anyone who's still living in California should move to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. If you can work remote, it feels.
I mean, if it makes it, like, we met with some people today, they have young kids, they're in school, and so those things don't line up
Yeah, it's like
necessarily.
4 years out for them.
But once you're able to, like Alan, get out of California, and California is beautiful, but
Love California.
they're aggressive. They don't like you to make money, and
It's
they
not
want
that
to
pretty
tax the hell
anymore.
out of you. It's hot.
Yep. Oscar's asking, are you guys looking to invest in the southern part of the island of Puerto Rico?
Which part of the southern part of the island? Like Ponce?
Ponce. I said Ponce. I'd like to invest in Ponce. I like that town.
You do.
I mean,
I just
it's
haven't
far,
invested in Ponce. Not that I wouldn't. I like Ponce a lot.
but it's like you live in Orlando and you
Yeah.
have property in Jacksonville. Like, am I gonna drive out every time for 2 hours?
Yeah.
To see if someone fixed a leak?
Yeah. Now we do have people who are inside of our school community that are actively investing in Ponce, and I think Ponce is like south, central, east,
Yeah.
and then Cabo Rojo is as far southwest as you can go on the island. I've invested in Cabo Rojo, and I expect to do more there because there's a lot of it in both those areas. There's a lot of money coming to that part of the island.
Well, Cabo Rojo more over Ponce right now. $2 billion being invested in there.
So the one investor,
Infrastructure.
but I think Ponce, because of the cruise ships coming in, is just going to be an amazing.
Well,
place
when
to
is that
be.
going to happen?
They're already showing up. I've heard that the cruise
You've
ships
seen
have
them?
already started to come.
Okay.
Really?
I've heard
They're
years
bad.
and years of that and never seen a cruise
I
ship
think
show
we
up.
could Google that. Someone Google that. I believe that there are cruise ships showing up to Ponce now.
Well, while we look that up, Juan Carlos has got a drop, heard the answers, and he'll reach out in a week. God bless. Juan, thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Juan.
Bork LePew, what factors are delaying the lease up of the Rainbow Building?
Oh, we're just getting to the end of the renovation. So we've had floors 3 and 4 leased. They were the first 2 floors that we did. So we kind of accumulated them one piece at a time. We thought it was going to take about 5 years to accumulate all the parts, and then we had budgeted for ourselves another year or 2 to complete the renovation, and we're not even to the end of 4 years, and we've already accumulated all the pieces, and we've basically renovated the entire building. So the reason that we're not actively leasing floor 5, 6, and 7 is because we have to get a new elevator. Our elevator was working poorly, and we definitely needed a new elevator. And then unfortunately someone got stuck in there, and the fire department came out at 3 a.m. and they just broke the elevator.
They
So
did a great job.
they made it so that no one will ever be trapped in that elevator again.
Oh,
And
man.
we've got now a bigger problem, right? Like, we could have made the elevator work until we were ready to get it fixed, but it's I don't know what part we're waiting on or why we don't have an elevator. It was supposed to already be done, but those are the joys of
So you're
being
right.
on the island.
The world's largest cruise ship made it to Ponce.
Really?
Yes. The icon of Royal Caribbean.
See?
Yeah, it looks
There you go.
like the
Icon
maiden
of the
voyage was July 15th.
Yeah,
That's
so we're
cool.
just coming up on a year.
Good time to buy in Ponce. The prices are really good. So
I think it could be.
and Ponce is like, if people invest in Ponce and keep it the way it looks, they can make it the old San Juan
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
South, because it really looks very historic.
Yeah.
You all we need to do is start painting the buildings around there, making them look like they look in San Juan.
Yeah.
You're-
The Pueblo in
you're-
Ponce is really charming.
Yeah. And
They
every
have a fire station museum right in the Pueblo. Really good restaurants and some cool old hotels.
I think it's every 2 Sundays the local Ponce orchestra goes and plays in the plaza.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah.
It's really a fun town. It's one
Yeah.
of my favorites on the island. Alan Nixon is asking Alan if he can explain where he got the 10% reference from, and then they're communicating in the Flip Flop Flipper School community. So if you guys aren't over there, go join for free.
Be there or be square, you guys.
That's right.
We're doing stuff over there. I mean, so this format is great. We're here on Monday nights, but we're there inside of the Flip Flop community, Flip Flop Flipper community every day. I'm in there every day. McKenna, you're in there every day, and then we also have a paid group that's like, kick it up a notch. We do a Thursday night live masterclass which is similar to this format, but we actually do it face to face through Zoom and have conversations. So as you notice, some of these questions, we're not exactly sure what the questions are, and we kind of improvise. But in that other format, we're actually having conversational discussions, and I think it's a super powerful way to kickstart your real estate investing career. Whether you're trying to do your first deal or you're trying to scale your business, we're wanting to be a part of that real estate investing story. So
yes,
join us there
Yep.
too. That one's called Apex. What's that one cost?
$97 a month.
$97 a month for right now.
$97 a month. You get the master classes, which are great, by the way, because almost every week we have someone new explaining some sort of different
Last
aspect
week
in
was
real
awesome
estate.
too.
That was really good. It's about raising money and funds. This week we'll be talking about how you can use crypto to buy real estate and what's the future of real estate and crypto.
Yep.
And then from there, every week we'll have I don't know if you want to call it a teacher, but a new person presenting some new aspect of real estate or how they use real estate to their advantage and teaching the class. It's a 2-hour class. This, in difference to typing in your question, you'll be able to come up, ask the question directly to the
way more
presenter,
interactive
Robert,
and
myself, and
conversational.
McKenna.
Yeah.
And it's just a different ball game because, when you're trying to type in a question here and you don't get to it fast enough and they don't answer it, like right now, we'll be done, in a couple of minutes. Whatever questions didn't get answered.
Yeah.
The other great thing is, just like Alan's doing with the free community, you get direct access to everybody in that community. That's not only networking with each other, doing active deals together.
Yeah.
We have a deal with 3 community members inside of Apex for the foreclosure sale.
I have a deal with Alan.
Exactly.
Who's on the
McKenna has a deal with Alan.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people are doing deals between themselves.
We've done like 35 or 40 deals in the last few months.
Yeah.
Between the community members. And that's not just coming and partnering with Robert, Adon, or McKenna.
Yes.
That is people doing deals together. And we're trying to encourage more real estate investing to be done. So
Yes.
it's a great way to invest in yourself and get a jump start.
Yeah, guys, it's really more about having you guys do deals together, break that ice, get that confidence, and help you guide you through whatever questions, issues, or problems you have. Like, that's the most important thing about this thing, because it's a scary thing when you jump in with both feet and you never learned how to swim.
Yeah.
But that if the guy on the ledge is saying just left hand, right hand, left hand,
Yeah.
It
probably
does
survive.
make it a little bit easier.
you'll probably survive, or the shark could get you. But
Who's next with the question?
Going over to Taj here. If you own and operate an Airbnb in Puerto Rico, but you are not a Puerto Rico resident, what % do you pay in income tax?
If you own and operate an Airbnb in Puerto Rico, but you're
I
not a
think it would just
resident
be
of,
the
but
regular
you're not a
income tax.
resident of Puerto Rico.
yeah, is there an
Yeah, so
LLC owning
you
the
would
thing?
pay normal tax on the revenue here on the island. You'd have to file a tax return on the island, and then that revenue will flow through to your foreign earned income tax return in the States, and you don't get double taxed on it. So if you paid a tax here on that money, it flows through and it all shows up. I do that every year, and I don't like paying taxes. Maybe not as much as Alan doesn't like paying taxes, but I'm not a member of Act 20 or 22. I don't get any special exemptions on taxes. I pay my tax here, then I do a tax return here, and then I bring it over to the foreign earned income on my tax return in the States. And they get one bite at the apple. Either Puerto Rico gets the tax or maybe the IRS does. So, yeah.
Hopefully PR.
Oscar is talking about Ponce, and there's other towns with great potential on the south side of the island. Oscar, do you have deals down on the south side that are you wholesaling, or
are you from the island there? Are you from that part of the island and you know it really well?
We are definitely interested, and we're always happy to look at deals. So if you've got something, put it in the chat or send us a message on school, and we'll look at it.
Oscar, it's even better if you do live down there, because that means there's operators we would partner with to
Yeah.
do deals down there. It's the only way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the harder part for us. Like I don't mind running the show. Don doesn't mind running the show, but we want to run the show in and around where we live, which is the metro area, basically.
Yeah.
I moved west because I want to be closer to a
Mhm.
property that we've got in Rincon. But if there's somebody who's got the ability to find a deal and actually get all the work done, that's something we'd be interested in talking about.
Yep. Bork says, gotcha, thanks. Phased rehab and phased lease up is a solid approach. Elevators are a necessary evil and expensive. Yes. But
that
hopefully
elevator's
that'll be done
$250,000 for that damn elevator.
Seriously.
What?
Jeez.
Yeah,
Do you got to rebuild the shaft and everything?
we're rebuilding it, a whole thing.
Oh my god.
At least you'll have a nice elevator.
We're gonna have a nice elevator.
What
Right
would
now
your-
we had like the Tower of Terror. It really wasn't terror, but it would open the doors and still be rising.
Oh man.
That was pretty fun. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
that was-
we're gonna make it.
Fortunately, we never felt it fall, but it was freaky. You open the doors and you still got a foot to rise before you can step off.
Yeah.
What would your advice be for non-Puerto Rico residents that are trying to buy property there and can't get agents to follow up with you, even if you offer proof of funds?
Get you an operator down here.
Keep trying. So yes, we've had the exact same problem. I still like today. I think we called on a property and no return phone call from that realtor. So this is a property that's for sale. So you'd think that when you call the number and say that you're interested, they'd call you back. That's just the truth of doing business here, that the follow-up isn't going to be that great. And you've got to find the realtor who will call you back. I will tell you, and we keep driving this back to our community there, the Flip Flop Flipper community, that's the free one, and Apex. Raul Villanueva is in Apex. I think he's also in the free one.
Mm-hmm.
Mario
McCann.
Mario
McCann.
Sorry, Mario. Mario helped me find my house, and I had to look for 18 months before I found my house. I made offers on dozens of places before I found one. So there are some really good realtors on the island, and we happen to have them inside of our community. So join the Flip Flop Flipper community and ask for one of those guys to help you out.
Yeah.
There's more. I think I'm missing
there's
a whole
a lot-
bunch of
there's a
people
lot
that are-
more.
that are in there that are.
Yeah, just make a post saying what you're looking for, and people should message you. And if they're not, they're missing opportunities. But I guess that's the entire point of your question.
That's the question. And it's true, man. It's like you call someone in Florida and you get a call back within minutes, or they answer the phone.
Yeah.
Here, it's just not necessarily the same.
Dancing Leo Sayer, I'm a 100% disabled veteran with income from the VA and access to the VA home loan. I have no savings and no other income. Do you think the VA home loan is the best option for me to get started?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So the VA home loan you are going to have some money to put down, even with the VA. Is it 3%?
I think it's less than that.
No, I think it's 0, but there are closing costs.
Yeah, there's some money that needs to
But
be put
it's
down.
not. It's
But
not much.
here's what I would do if I was a veteran and I had access to the VA. I'd look at a 3-family or a 4-family
Yeah.
house,
So it's what
and
I
I
was
would
gonna say.
I would use the revenue from the other units that I'm not going to live in to help qualify for the loan. Quite possibly, you might be able to find someone who would partner with you and want to own that with you. You guys find a great deal and you use your VA to fund it, and maybe you get a partner who puts up the closing costs or the down payment money or any renovation money that you would need. But that VA is a powerful thing, because you can get into something that's going to cash flow like a quadplex and do the house hack.
Do we know anyone with a quadplex for sale?
Yeah.
Sometimes
Me.
we have them.
What do you mean we have one?
We have one.
What do you got?
Oh,
Adam?
we do have one. I forgot. Yeah, I knew we had a 5-plex.
we have you and I have one.
Yeah.
And then you have 2
I
that
have
you're
2
selling
that
right
I'm
now.
selling. Okay, good.
You have Terrazas de Coupe and the house in Arecibo. So he has
A duplex in Arecibo.
a duplex in Arecibo and a fourplex in Coupe. If I were to go to any of those, I buy the Coupe one. I think the location's pretty good. You're still in the metro area, and it's currently
cheap, too.
and it's cash flowing right now.
$1,000.
Yeah. So that's the one I would go after. And if you hit him in the ribs hard enough, he might seller finance.
Maybe.
But if you got
but
the VA
he's
loan,
trying to get the VA loan.
oh, then you don't need to do that.
You don't
yeah.
need sellers. The VA loan's better than seller finance
Yeah.
for me because I'm not a
He's-
bank, and
it's going to be expensive.
I don't do 0% interest when I'm doing seller finance. I want to be at like 9% interest most of the time or better.
Plus
30% down.
Yep. Yeah, and 30% down. 35% down. Really.
And then Adon, you've got a building as well. What
I got
are you
a
selling that for? 650, 700?
695. It's a 5-unit in Rio Piedras, but it's
Okay.
really it'll qualify for a 4-unit because the 5th unit we converted it into coin laundry.
Okay.
So, and you can live there. That's a great area. It's coming up, and I mean it's a brand new building, new power, new plumbing,
Everything.
new bathrooms.
Yep.
Really,
It's a
really
big
nice.
4-bedroom, 2-bath on the ground floor, 4-bedroom, 2-bath on the second floor, and then out back you have one big efficiency and one small efficiency.
Speaking of, I think we can make almost $5,000 there renting it, just on the one floor.
Just on one floor.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'll tell you about that
Okay.
later.
Who's next? We better start to
Leo was
hurry.
asking what types of properties do you think are great? We already answered that.
Well, I'll answer it again. I like anything that's going to make me money as a real estate investor. So I do specialize in single family housing and small multifamily stuff, but at this point we've done commercial, we've done just a little bit of everything. So I just want to buy it really well, and you should too. As real estate investors, it's about buying it right. So don't fall in love with a certain type of housing, although single family is easy.
Yeah.
Single family is an easy way to start.
The only thing with the VA loan is the houses have to qualify. So it is.
Yeah, you can't buy
tougher to get-
something distressed.
Yeah, you've got to buy something that's move-in ready. That's why I like those multifamily ones over the single family, because you're
I'll
able
tell
to
you
get
what,
renters.
we have the
Yeah.
duplex also in Carolina
Oh yeah, I
that
forgot
we're
about
finishing the renovation on right
Yeah.
now. And it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath on the bottom and a 3-bedroom, 1-bath on the top. And you could live in the bottom and rent out the top. And we're going to be selling it for like $285,000.
Yeah,
That's it.
But-
And you only need to live in them for a year with
Yes.
these FHA and VA loans. So you can live in it a year, and then you rent out your unit too, and you suddenly have $3,000 a month in income. Oh well, are you getting
Now-
1,500 there? Or you think it's like 1,000?
Yeah, about 15, probably a little bit. If you include power and water, 15 should be a pretty regular number.
for the 1 unit upstairs.
Yeah.
What I was gonna ask you, because I'm not sure. I think the FHA does it, but I don't know if the VA does. If the place is currently cash flowing and it has a vacant unit, do they count the cash flow towards the monthly payment?
I believe they will.
Okay.
They definitely will for FHA. And I think, you guys,
I
I'm
know
not an
FHA,
expert
but
on this
VA.
lending stuff, but I think with a VA, you'd be able to count the rental income as part of your income. So now you'd have another source of monthly revenue to help you qualify.
Mm-hmm.
Leo's asking for links on these properties. Leo, make an account here on the free school community.
He did.
He did.
It
Perfect. No, that
says
was
just
awesome.
joined the community. I see it here.
That's awesome.
Boom. Oh, well, damn it! You got me all excited, Leo. Now you got to do it.
So Leo, make an account and then DM me or Robert or Adon. Just pick one of us. Probably
DM
Adon.
McKenna or Adon.
If you want the
If
PR
you want,
deals,
if you want links or if you want
Yes.
something technical, don't ask Robert.
Yeah, if you DM me, I'm going to ask Adon for it.
It
So
might-
DM Adon, and he can get you links.
if you try to ask Robert for a link, the phone might blow up.
Yeah, the world could come to an end if I have to do it.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I'm
Somehow
trying to
he
get to a
hacked
point
Russia.
where I don't ever check email again,
Yeah,
and I'm getting closer, man.
you're close.
I just,
Hey, Bill Clinton doesn't use email.
I just,
He
you know
can
what
do
I've
it.
started. I just basically
No,
refuse to do it and
Because Hillary
I have-
doesn't let him
I have
anymore.
Adon, I have McKenna, I have Linda, I have Dave, I have Denise. I have 5 people that should be looking at my emails, and if there's something that is needed from me, they can get a hold of me.
Yeah.
That's I say that kind of in jest, but that is the way that I'd like to go.
Yeah.
If life could get to the point where I don't have to answer emails,
He'll call you from Dubai and say, "What emails did I get today?"
Win right there if I could do that.
You should hire a virtual assistant just to read your emails.
Yeah.
I think that second day I told him that you should be hiring somebody to do this stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I got you, Dave and Linda.
I have 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are very excited about that job.
Hell no.
Oscar is saying, I needed to have an LLC set up to start with your guys' partnership and be part of the community and have your guidance. Oscar, you do not need an LLC to join the flip-flop community. You don't need an LLC until you're ready to buy a building. So
you really don't
can
even
take
need
it
an
while
LLC
under
until you're
If you're
really a real
partnering,
estate
no.
investor and
Yeah.
you're doing more than one deal. If you're just going to buy a house, you can do it in your own name. My largest investor, who's my good friend Garrett, has been investing with me for going on 20 years. He has done hundreds and hundreds of deals, and he just uses his own name.
Yeah. And for example, like if you go to a foreclosure sale with us, the LLC will already be created. You just get brought into the LLC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you become a partner of that LLC.
So I'm not telling you don't get the LLC. I'm just saying.
No, and it's super easy to get. So
Yeah. But you don't need it. Join the community. And he says he already new subscriber. Andy joined the community.
yeah.
Nice.
Glad to do it. Or
Nice.
glad to see it. And
Thanks for the
then-
subscription on the YouTube channel. I love that.
Yes.
Yes.
Dancing with Leo with the VA, you can use 75% of current and projected rental income towards qualifying for the loan. That is awesome. If you can use 75% of the loan or the rental income, you should be able to qualify for these properties pretty easily. That duplex in Carolina seems like it'd be perfect for that kind of deal.
It's a great area. It's a great area. It's Villa Carolina. Really, it was literally the ugliest house there, and there's a couple others that are pretty bad, but that was ugly. And the house right next to it just got fixed up, and it looks really nice. This one looks really nice. They just finished another one in the corner.
Yeah.
So the area is coming up really good.
Yeah, on that street, a lot is getting done.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I see we have 20 people watching and only 7 likes on the YouTube channel. So if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the like. But YouTube, definitely hit the like.
I see Dave McCallie the 4th liked on Facebook. Thanks, Dave.
Oh,
Hell
right.
yeah, Dave.
Dave.
Guys, smash that like button, please. It really helps us with the algorithm. We have just a couple minutes left, so any final questions, put them in the chat now, and we'll get to you. Or if we don't get to your questions, see us in the school community, and we're happy to answer your questions there too. Any announcements that we have coming up for the community or for the channel?
I have one, and I don't know if we should announce this, but I'll just say it because this is the format to say it. We are thinking that we're going to do a hold my hand flip venture. What would you call it, McKenna? What we're talking about is
coaching.
Something where you can come to us and we will teach you and hold your hand all the way through a flip. It's probably going to be a $5,000 to $10,000 price point, and we'll actually take you through. You're gonna do all of the work. You're gonna go out and find deals. We're gonna show you how to find the deals, and we're gonna watch you comp them, help you to meet contractors. But we're just gonna basically hold your hand, take you all the way through an entire process of you go find a deal of a lifetime, buy it, get it renovated, sell it, make some money. We'll make some money together. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
If that sounds interesting to people, let me know. And even like the comments here, this is the first time we've ever announced anything like that. And we think we can do that pretty much agnostic to where you are. Like if you're in the States, in Florida, that's going to be a piece of cake. If you're on the island of Puerto Rico, it's really going to be a piece of cake. But if you're in Texas or you're in Maine or you're in Nevada, it doesn't matter. We believe that the system will work, and we'll walk you through it.
Yeah.
And we can make some money together that way.
I saw Gina put up a question. Gina, we have two. Oh, where'd it go? Gina, we have two. We have the fourplex I mentioned earlier in Coupe, and we have the duplex in Arecibo. If you're interested in those, join the free community. She's asking about seller finance properties available right now.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in those, hop over to the Flip Flop Flipper community, sign up, DM me directly, and I'll send you the information for either of those.
And guys, if you can't DM him, you need to make a post to get to let the site know you're not a robot. It limits new accounts from DMing people en masse. But just make a post, and Adon can find you, and just make a post that says, "Adon, please talk to me," and he'll DM you.
And eventually, 4 weeks from then,
please 3 times though.
Yes, it's the magic word. Yosin Figueroa, can you talk a little bit about the Vivienda website?
Yes, I can talk about Vivienda and who Vivienda is. They're basically like, I would compare them to like the HUD list in the States. So they are foreclosed properties, bank owned. I'm not sure what Vivienda stands for, but I get it. I take it to mean it's like government backed mortgages that were foreclosed. And so we've most often we've bought houses that were Vivienda houses through Central Casa Subasta. Central Casa Subasta is a local auction house and realtors, and they do a auction about once a quarter, and they bundle up and then take all of these bank-owned assets through an auction. We've gotten some really, really good deals from Vivienda. They are definitely not afraid to sell things at a discount, and they often have very distressed properties. I don't know much about their website. I don't know if I've ever even been on their website.
The only time I've used that website is to find out about their voucher and find out where the Cascos Urbano for Act 182 are.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But I think that they probably have a list of houses for sale. Does Vivienda have a list of houses for sale?
I never seen that.
Maybe the question, and so that's another point where sometimes when we're not doing this face-to-face, we may not know exactly what the question is. So if you want to clarify, because Vivienda does wear multiple hats, but I know for us, the way that I know Vivienda is, I don't want to call them a wholesaler, but I'd call them a liquidator of bank-owned assets.
Yeah. And then our last question of the night, Taj is asking, how easy is it to refinance the following in Puerto Rico? An investment property, single-family home generating long-term income, long-term rental income, and a primary residency.
So the primary residency is fairly easy, straightforward, just like you would do in the States. Right now, if you've got a single family home that you're trying to renovate that's cash flowing, you probably can get that done. And you just use a conventional loan, refinance. What was the third asset class?
It's primary residence and single family home that's a rental.
Yeah. So if it's a primary residence, the lending products pretty much mirror the States. That's not that hard. There's also DSCR loans that have just started to come back to the island, which will make things easier for you. But if you've got a single family home, a primary residence, even a rental property that's a single family house, those are very, very vanilla in the box type of assets, and they're pretty easy to get the bank to refinance it. You can call Bill Halleck at Aceland Mortgage. He's a member of our Apex community, and it's actually his office where we have this studio. So I always like to plug Bill. I used Bill to refinance a house for myself when I was buying my home here on the island of Puerto Rico recently. I refinanced a different asset so that I could pay cash for the house I was buying on the island. But he can get you a refinance done on a single family home, certainly on your primary residence.
And then Brandon Harnish in Apex, he also does DSCR loans in Puerto Rico. So he's in Apex. You can send him a message, Taj. over there.
Tosh, he's in Apex, so you can find him pretty easy.
Yes.
Bill's in there too.
All
Yeah,
right,
hopefully. Yeah. We need
guys.
to talk the bar.
Great power hour. Thanks so much for being here, guys. I hope you liked it.
Come back and talk to us next week, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the Flip Flop Flipper community. Everybody who hasn't joined is going to come and join us for free. Make a post, send me a DM if you guys want to set up a call. We can set up a call and we can do a strategy, help you become a real estate investor.
And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, what are you waiting for?
Yeah,
I think everybody here is already subscribed to the YouTube channel.
But if
Oscar
you're not, hit that
Oscar
button.
wasn't.
Oscar subscribed.
Oscar
yeah.
subscribed and joined our community.
Never
Yeah.
mind. Oscar
Way to go,
subscribed.
Oscar.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
All right,
Great.
guys. Thanks very much. Have a good night.
Have a good night, guys. God bless.
Good night.